Well, hello and howdy, everyone. How's everyone's Friday? Thank you, Jack and Rob, for joining us. We've got Tedley madly typing away, finishing up. Oh, you're good. Finishing up the day's activities, as it were, before the weekend begins. We are going to go through. Because I was sick last week and Ted was not available, we're going to give you our take on Smokies. This was the first Smokies in a while that we kind of had the away team and the home team at Smokies, as a manner of speaking. So Charles and Justin were kind of going around making sure everything was fixed and ready and people were taken care of, and Ted and Jamie were out driving cars with people almost the whole time. So we got a great opportunity to hang out, meet some new people. We met Pete Stout from 000, which was really cool. We got to drive with him for a whole day. And kind of more importantly, the white 991.1 GT3 that we had been building got a very thorough shakedown. A track day with a pro driver at the wheel at a brand new racetrack that's very demanding, both of car and driver. And what was the final tally, Ted? Like 1,300 miles?
I think it was like almost 1,100 or just over 1,100.
1,100 miles, yeah. So 1,100 miles in 5 days for us. So, whoo, that was a lot. It was a lot, but yeah, it was fantastic. Like the boys said last week, we raised $1.2 million from all of the efforts of the whole Smokies family. Dundon was responsible for about another 100 of that 1.2 million. It doesn't sound like a lot when it's 1.2 million, but keep in mind that 1.2 million mainly came from 2 cars. I think 500, like 800,000 of the 1.2 came from 2 cars.
Yeah, it was like 500 from the CXX 992, and I think it was a total of 425 from the Safari,
Yep.
some of which to
Colon cancer.
as well as the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation.
We've got High West Double Rye, my Croatian Manhattan. The Croatian medicinal aperitif is almost gone in the little bits in lieu of vermouth. So that's answering Simon's question. What are we drinking? Simon, you'll be happy to know that Ramses has his I Love Big Wang shirt on. So, Fortuna Barrel Proof. Very nice. Very nice. What kind of footage do we have of the mouse that would allow Ted to talk over it a little bit? Hey, there's some pretty pictures. Because I got to drive the black 24 3RS, the 992, the entire time, and Ted drove the 991 the entire time. We never even swapped cars. We just kind of, it was our car for the duration, and that's how it worked out, and it was fine. It ended up working out great. So,
Indeed.
you can play that full screen if you want, because that's going to be kind of hard for people to see on their phone.
Oh yeah.
That's you. So the technicals. I guess below you. Oh, wrong one.
There's a lot going on over here in the background, but yeah.
Justin's been scrambling,
Right.
pivoting to do the dual broadcast.
Here.
So this track, I don't know how much Charles touched on it last week, but there's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
A lot of elevation, a lot of blind stuff. Really pays off to study, which I did not do much of, admittedly.
There really wasn't an opportunity for us to study a lot. I mean, we got to watch a few YouTube videos and look at the track map, and that was about it. So,
Yeah. Yeah, you look at a track map, you're like, wait, where's start finish? Where am I? Where do I begin here?
where am I going? Right? Yeah, literally. For those that didn't tune in last time, this is, that's good, Justin. This is Flat Rock Motorsports Park. It is a private motorsports park, much along the ilk of Thermal or what's the one in New York?
Monticello.
Monticello, yeah, like that. This is in...
Country Club.
Yeah. Full Country Club.
Very cool layout. I was pleasantly surprised.
This is our friend Joe Burke in front of Ted, who looks like he gave a point. I saw a finger or something.
Yep. So I'm probably watching the delayed feed on YouTube. But turn one is way downhill. Obviously the video kills the elevation changes, but yeah. My favorite corner is that banked one. You come in here and you can just chuck it in super hot. So much grip to be held. And I'm giving one of the Smokies media guys a ride here, so it's not like full jam. I wasn't quite sure how he was going to react, but he had a great time. Corner here. Yeah, and for a shakedown run, the mouse was flawless. I mean, there were some setup changes that we will do to improve kind of the balance. She had a little push, so it was very stable, but absolute rocket ship.
Yeah, to put it in context, for those of you that don't know, we actually put a 991.2 GT3 4-liter in this car. And we're going to call that the Dundon finger follower fix. There are other things that you can do, inspect, replace, like we've been saying the whole time. I just took a phone call late last week from somebody panicking that they got a 991.1 and didn't know what they bought. But the car is up well over 100 horsepower to the wheels over a stock 991.1, and it's pretty much faster than any other 991.2 or 992 right now. It's like, it's well over 500 horsepower to the tires, and you can feel it. The car it smokes everything.
Yeah, I mean, and it pulls so clean to red line. That's probably one of the biggest things that folks who've got a lot of laps on these cars notice is they kind of fall off as you get over 8,000. You know, they rev to 9, but they fall off, and it's just, this one does not. It is just a freaking rocket ship. Even with some of the additional drag that the Aero presents, this thing is just a bullet.
Yeah, and you can see it on here. A 992 GT3 RS to the tire is about a 470 wheel horsepower car, and the mouse just pulls on every single one of them, just like wants to run them over. Doesn't hurt that Ted's getting the jump out of the corner. He's getting to throttle real early. All of those good things that pro race car drivers do that make it look like cars have a lot of horsepower, even though it's the driver, it's the dude behind the wheel. But even then, when we were out in the mountains, I couldn't get away from him. There was no fucking way. I could, straight would come, I'd jump on it. Next thing I know, he's right up my ass. So,
R.I.P. the front end. the paint on the front end.
Pretty much. 335 slinging gravel.
Yeah, super fun. And really fun litmus test, right? It's like, I mean, this car literally has 2 laps at the ridge.
Yep.
From the very first test. We did some work after that, and we bolted on. Actually, we left the same tires on it, I think.
Yeah.
We did that, and then shipped it back east. The very first thing was like a 3.5-hour drive from Atlanta up to Tennessee, and the thing was flawless. Like, Charles and I did some very subtle refinements to the calibration on the clutch and the engine, and he improved it quite a bit from the beginning to the end. But I mean,
Yeah,
we're
and
talking nitpicky stuff
yeah,
that
yeah,
makes
yeah.
makes the car drive nicer in traffic, not really changing a whole lot about what kind of power it makes.
Right. And that was honestly done before it went, but he didn't actually flash the most updated file. That was all ready to go.
Right.
So the very first track day, we had another shop do some fluids for us, and they had overfilled the PDK. And so it was puking PDK fluid after its first session on track. And out of abundance of caution, we just sent it home. And that's when we started swapping in PDKs, different ones. We have a GT3 RS PDK with better gearing, lower ratio gearing. That turned into a bit of a rabbit hole trying to make the car want to play nice with it. We think we know how to do it better now, but the car just wasn't very happy with all of that. So we switched back to another GT3 PDK that we have. And somebody's going to ask, well, Jamie, why do you have so many PDKs over at Dundon Motorsports that you can just swap willfully? That's a question for a different day. We'll come back to that.
Problem, okay?
Yeah,
Don't ask.
Jamie has a problem. He likes whiskey and engines and PDKs. He just buys them as they come up. But
And eBay does funny things when you've had a little bourbon.
Click buy now. It's that buy now pricing.
Exactly.
Let's go to some B-roll of Smokies itself, because Ted and I got around to talking to a whole bunch of folks. This is me following Ted, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is the 3RS. Sorry, with the GoPro on the nose.
I thought this was me following the Cup car, but no, you're right. This is when we went out behind that whole gaggle of traffic.
Yeah. And we had to eventually just come in and let the traffic go because it was pretty much a conga line.
Yep, for sure.
And then when we did, which is here, this would be the last time I saw Ted. 10 miles an hour through, through pit lane, or 40. We aren't going that fast, but the people at the track were super nice, very professional. Surprised to see some famous Daytona-winning race car drivers checking us in, so that was pretty wild. We're both matted right here. And she's gone.
It's pretty spicy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this corner is very tricky. I'll do it because it's kind of in real time. We just came through one of the downhill rights, and the car gets really, really unweighted. It wants to get real squirrely depending on how you get into it and get out of it. If you're not using all the track, if you try and pinch that, if you try and get to throttle too quick, the car will let you know it's not happy because it doesn't have any weight over the back tires. It's kind of all leaning downhill and it doesn't like it.
Yeah, it's actually, the elevation change is most similar to the corkscrew at Laguna Seca. Like,
interesting.
the road just whoosh, falls away from you.
Right. So you got to make sure that wherever you want the car to be going, you kind of already have that input in place. Otherwise, it's not going to go there.
Yeah, and what makes it the most difficult is because of the steep elevation. You can't see the turn-in cone when you go to brakes.
Right.
And you can't see the apex cone when it's time to turn in. So it's literally, you got to kind of trial and error it and learn it over the few laps.
Yeah, this corner coming by the condos is flat, and most guys in the modern cars could get it so that you were flat. You'd come down the hill, and there's a big corner, looks like a big corner, but you didn't really have to slow down much kind of coming into that. Maybe a slight lift. Maybe some guys were getting it. I think Ted by the end of the day, was finally getting it so that he was flat and maybe just a baby lift right there at apex and then back through.
Yeah, it was just a little lift at turn in because the way that the car was set up, it pushed a little bit.
Okay.
So just a little breathe of the throttle to set the nose. And again, we didn't even have like a lap timer set up in the car, so it's not like we have anything at stake.
Right.
But still plenty fast and plenty of fun.
Yeah. That a lot of people kept asking us, what were your lap times? I don't know. It's a brand new track with a whole lot of danger. We're not going to take any times. Don't care. Don't care.
And honestly, I don't remember the last time I went out and did a track day with that mindset. So it was very refreshing. It was super fun.
Absolutely. I was telling my wife, I don't remember the last track day that I got to drive my own car the entire day and never even once think about all the other things that need to get done when we're doing that. It's like, no, it's our time to go drive. Let's go drive. So it was really actually kind of nice because typically for us, when Ted and I go to the track, we are testing something, achieving something, discerning something, helping somebody, dial in a car, do this, do that. So it's a lot of race engineer stuff. Ted is typically the pilote, so he gets to go out and he has to have his analysis hat on and feeling this and what's the car doing and go set a time and get around traffic and all this kind of bit. And I have a hard time shifting gears once I'm doing that. So if I go to engineer something, it's really hard for me to put my driver hat on and actually be fully present as a driver. And I just will end up running one session and being like, yeah, okay, fine, yeah, whatever, and then go back to the engineering. So again, it was super cool to be able to do that. Well, now you know. Now you know. That's funny.
Making me blush, Rebecca.
Right? All right, so we got to close down a highway.
Yeah, I gotta say, Smokies has been a couple of the most surreal experiences of my life in situations like this, and that's part of the magic. Is like, I wouldn't get to do this anywhere else.
Yeah, this doesn't happen. You don't shut down an interstate at rush hour, especially not, what was it, 40 miles, 70 miles? It was some insane number.
It felt like an hour.
I mean, I can understand how people ran out of gas because we were running, like, seriously, flat the fuck out. The RS, no lie, I got it up to 160 miles an hour for like at least 6 or 7 minutes trying to make up ground because we had a police escort, but there are literally 130 cars and the police were only pretty much at the front.
Yeah.
Everybody who got out late, there was a rolling chicane. Some trucker decided that we were just hooligans and he was trying to blockade us and all this shit. So I'm like, well, I'm going to be safe. I'm not going to be a dipshit, but there's plenty of road in front of me with nobody on it. I got to catch up to my homies. Let's go.
And I know we got friends up there with flashing blue lights, so I'm going to take advantage.
Fucking A, let's send it. I will get one opportunity to do this. I'm not in the Gold Rush Rally kind of mindset where you do this on every road you get to go on. That's just dumb.
South Florida.
Yeah, fucking A. Yeah, or that. But yeah, so that was surreal. And they closed it down all the way up through the interstate to an adjoining interstate into downtown Knoxville.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like, I'm sure we did not make a ton of friends, but it was a pretty cool experience.
Yeah, the Chris Olson said he heard on the radio somebody doing traffic. It seems that there's a special event at a way station. It's all full of Porsches. Did we miss something? So I can imagine, yeah, like Ted said, we didn't make a lot of friends that day in Knoxville because there were a whole lot of people kind of hanging out at stoplights waiting for 130 Porsches to make it by.
What is going on here?
Yeah, literally. Literally. Cut to the campfire. We'll talk a little bit about that. Ted and I traditionally burn it pretty hot on both ends when we go to Smokies. So it's stay up late, drink a bit, have some carousing, and get up early and go drive. That's generally not a recipe to... It's okay one night, maybe 2 nights, but not 5. Not 5. You can't hang when you do that. That's not that. At my age, you certainly can't hang. I'm
kind of like when you go to college for the first time.
Yeah.
You learn pacing yourself.
You got
And
to
this
pace
is
yourself.
really true.
Yeah. The last night bonfire is a tradition, and it's a if you know you know kind of thing.
More people are getting to know it based on the crowd here.
Yeah, and I'm glad that the resort is tolerant of the shenanigans. They seem to generally know what's about to happen. This is some good old boy shit where you take a Coors Banquet screw top can, leave a little bit of liquid in the bottom, throw it in the campfire, and wait for it to pop. And there's those who partake in this activity will they had a Coors T-shirt that would go around as the prize for those who blew shit up the most successfully. But this is literally the after we got done raising a whole bunch of money. This is the last last night that we were together. And it's the last time you're going to see your buddies for a while, right? It's kind of the going away thing.
You said it really well when we were there. It feels like, we've been going long enough that it feels like a family reunion where you're going to get to see some of your close friends that, you build these relationships that aren't like, a transactional thing. Like you really get to know these folks and you bond over the shared experience of not only driving these awesome cars, but also, doing some great things for the world.
Yeah.
And it's a really special crowd as well. So the culminating evening is not something to miss.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, we have a special guest here in the comment section. Matt Brent is here. He has a GT4 RS Lab Rat. He competed in GTA. And for his first time in that event in Limited, which was really stacked this year, kind of crazy that you can have 800 horsepower turbocharged cars with full time attack aero and all this stuff competing with essentially a street car with bolt-ons. Now, I get a GT4 RS is still a supercar, so but it's not a purpose-built, twin turbo vet with everything ripped out of it kind of thing.
1,200 horsepower, 2,500 pounds,
Right.
6,000 pounds of downforce, sequential box. No, I mean it's like you said, it's a street car with mild bolt-ons and road legal tires. So.
And road legal tires, right? And that's the classing in GTA and in Grid Life and some of these others, in my opinion, they need to take a little stronger look at it, in my opinion, because it's kind of just it's becoming the thing they never wanted it to be, which is who's got the most money to throw at a car.
Yeah, I mean, time attack in general is an arms race, especially in the unlimited classes.
Certainly.
But where the limited class has gotten to is pretty insane.
Yeah. I mean, what was the winning time at COTA? Like 2:08 or something like that?
209, I think, was that
Yeah.
Corvette. I mean, that thing, I watched that in-car video, and that car was sick. So fast. I think he was doing 180 something on the back straightaway.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they build the rules, I think, to favor the cars that are going to have a bunch of mods thrown at them.
Yeah.
Not necessarily
That are
like
built, right?
well, a Porsche GT car is a really capable car out of the gate, but a C7 Corvette is not exactly the same. But you throw a blower and big aero, and they've got huge tires, and they don't weigh very much. So
Right.
it's built for the guys who want to mod the cars.
Yeah.
And a GT car without throwing a couple of turbos on the thing is a little bit restricted. At
Yeah.
that point.
And if you're going to take a $450,000 GT2 RS and mod it, then I mean, good for you. You can,
Right.
but
Right.
it's a little eh. I mean, even like
And then to get into a cup car, you're gonna be up against those purpose-built monsters that
right. Yeah,
again,
they have
it's like a Pikes Peak level build is what you would have to compete.
yeah, like the GTX class is where all the race cars get put now. And they had, I mean, who was it? That was
It was the McLaren.
Yeah, and who was driving it? Was another pro.
Yeah, he was a pro driver. I don't remember his name, but that might have been actually the guy who Ray had drive his car.
Was it Cameron Lawrence?
I know he drove the car. That might have been 2 years ago now, but
Yeah.
he was the one who did like a 2 minute in 2:00 in that McLaren 720 GTX.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, now they're getting 159s, 158s at Coda, which is, I mean, they're not approaching F1 times. I mean, I looked those up and I was like, eek, that's insane. How do you go so fast at Coda? That's silly. It's like 120 something, I think, was the Formula One times in quali.
I think it was 130 something at Coda.
Yeah, just silly fast. So the important thing, as Matt took away, he had a good time. He got to go and compete with some folks, and time attack's a different thing. You got to show up or shut up kind of thing. You get X number of laps, and you've got to throw one down, and if you don't, you're done. You go home. You don't get to keep going. So you've got to, every time you go out, especially in the morning for the naturally aspirated cars, you got to get it done. You got to get it done.
Tires are good. The track is good. You know, the turbo guys can just go when it's the afternoon and try and mitigate those deltas. But yeah, well, that's awesome. I mean, being able to do that in a car that has 500 horsepower is freaking killer. So kudos to you.
And we are, Matt, I don't know if you heard, we've told Barry, we've told Larry, we didn't have a direct line to talk to you about it, but we do want to come back to Coda. We feel that there might be a little bit of buy blown Corvettes, Dundon.
Check. Yeah, exactly.
We want to.
You win.
We want to make sure that you guys are getting the right advice on the tuning of the platform, and we want to show you at a track day that the setup that we've came up with out of the box that we suggest is the right place to start. There's no need to be doing other things, and we want to demonstrate that to you directly in person to help, because it's feeling a little bit, there's, you know, somebody's got this problem, and then Randy jumps in the car and I want it to drive this way, and so therefore blow everything up, start over, unwind it all, don't follow anything that was told to me, yada yada yada, ask a zillion questions. Like, no, time out. We already did all this. That's the reason you went with us in the first place, is because you didn't have to do that. So let's try and bring it back to that place a little bit. I'm sounding more heavy-handed than I was intending to be. It's not that intentional. Mike does a good job. Saga does a good job. Everybody's doing a great job. But you get a lot of 3 different chefs making the same soup is not going to be correct.
Can muddy it can make things confusing, and so
absolutely.
Yeah, I think going down, like, I mean, speaking selfishly, like, being able to get Jamie to Coda for the first time to experience it would be very high on my priority list, as well as bring our latest lab mouse down there to see what it can do, and then help a couple of guys out who, you know, we have 3 of the same platform down there, and I think we could kind of help everybody feel good about where their car is at and get them kind of back into the window where it feels good but doesn't do anything untoward.
Yeah. And I wanted to talk about this because Ted and I had a conversation with a customer who recently had a pro driver drive their car and change a bunch of settings in it to make it how they might like it. And I will be as direct as I can be. Do not, giant NOT, do not drive your car after a pro has tweaked everything for how they want it to be. They have a skill set and an ass gyro that you don't have. And if you jump in the car thinking it's going to be just like the last time you drove it, even though a whole bunch of things have changed, you're likely to have a very, very bad day. And I don't want anybody to have bad days in the cars that they've built. So
yeah, that's the hard part is, you know, with all of these adjustments that we build into these cars, um, it's it's possible to set it up in a way that it will be not very nice.
Correct.
Which
Correct.
is why we provide the setup data to ensure that it is nice.
Right.
Um, and the thing that Jamie has told me multiple times over the years is it's easy to fall into a habit in the way that you drive a racetrack.
100%.
And you don't go out there and you don't drive what your eyes are seeing and your butt is feeling. You go out and you drive what's programmed in your mind.
You do
in
the
your head.
dance steps. Right.
You're like, okay, I brake here, I turn here. This is what I do. This is how I drive this course.
Right.
And if you do that in a car that's had a bunch of knobs turned and dials twisted and sway bars cranked up in one direction, that could end up with a very lively experience. And if you're not on your game, bad things can happen. So
Right.
the
Right.
idea is, you have these adjustments. If you want to learn about how they impact the car, we are more than happy to work with you and walk you through that and kind of be available to talk while you're out there at the track doing that.
And
But
do them one at a time.
like,
Do them one at a time.
you don't go, all right, we're going full stiff on the bar, we're dumping the nose, we're cranking the front rebound. Guess what? This thing is
We're
getting
taking all the wing out. We're just gonna all of the things that were the reason for you doing this in the first place. We're going to take out of the car and
Right.
see how you like it.
yeah. And
Ooh,
the
boy.
the setups that we provide might not be the fastest possible ultimate check all the boxes setup, but it's the biggest. It's gonna give the largest group of drivers the most amount of confidence and the car the broadest ability for that group
Right.
across the board at any racetrack. You
So,
can
and
throw that setup on the car and go pretty darn freaking fast and feel really good no matter your level.
I'm going to toot Ted's horn. So, this certain pro that took this platform out at COTA, and they made a whole bunch of changes to the car. He didn't like this. He didn't like this. He thought the car was, for those of you who've seen the video, this is Barry's video, his 4RS on R7s. And the analysis that Barry made in the carousel about the tires, all versions of the car essentially achieved the same maximum speed or average speed through the carousel. It was like a flat line. Like, okay, so one analysis could be that the mods didn't work. Didn't help the car at all in the carousel, therefore the mods don't work. Another is that you're at the maximum grip level of the tire, full stop. You're not getting any more out of that tire regardless because you're already there. And so when you're already there and you're asking for more and more and more, there's a reason why the car front is giving up. Because if the back was giving up, that's very lively, and you're going to try and do everything to make that not happen in a long sweeping turn.
It's interesting. The V-min, right, the lowest speed that we see in the carousel, I think is in the mid 80s.
Right.
Mile per hour wise, right? And while the downforce is working, when you don't physically have the a different contact patch on the ground,
Right.
maybe we've optimized that contact patch's shape in that moment, but that corner's tricky. It's multiple radiuses.
Yep.
The camber changes mid corner and it falls off at the exit, which is particularly nasty. So it's definitely one of those things where the track's going to give up what the track's going to give up.
100%.
And
100%.
there are at a certain point you've hit what the car can do, and then we try and maximize it everywhere else.
Right. And the thing with optimizing a car's performance for a corner means you're now going to make it worse on a whole bunch of other corners. You don't get something without affecting other things, right?
Yeah, definitely not. You can't have your cake and eat it too most of the time.
Most of the time.
You want to crank the downforce up in the high speed stuff. It's going to be great, but then you're going to lose speed on the straightaway, and it's about finding that balance. We take a lot of that into account when we design the parts, because obviously we kind of have to have a baseline of, okay, what downforce are we going to get, and what drag are we going to get, and we try and kind of, we try to work that balance
Yeah,
there. But then
and that's
you have the
that's
adjustments to play with as well.
that's really a lot what was done with the Aero in the first place, that we made it very slippery. It's very efficient for the amount of downforce it does. And Matt, I asked Mike to look in on you guys. He called me and said, hey, I'm here just kind of spectating. Is anybody here you want me to go help? I was like, yeah, go check on Mike and Matt. See if they need something, see if you can lend a hand. He tried to do that in years past when he was there, and some teams are accepting of an outsider to come in and kind of start, quote, helping them. They might not know who Mike is, and that's cool. Not everybody does. Those that do know generally absolutely would welcome him with open arms and be like, yes, please, Sensei, teach me. How do I make this better?
Sir.
And Mike is the most unassuming superstar race engineer you've ever met. You wouldn't know it by looking at him or talking to him, that he is probably the preeminent suspension and chassis tuning guy in the world for these kind of cars, for any kind of car for that matter, honestly.
Yeah, looking at the comments, or looking at the chat, Simon nailed it. He knows.
Yeah.
And then SC Lit, like, that's exactly what we're doing here. Is it's finding the right compromise.
Always.
And that's what Porsche does.
Yep.
And then we magnify that. We kind of say, okay, well, we don't care about these compromises over here. We're interested in these other attributes and benefits.
Fuel mileage, noise, those kind of things. Don't care about those. We're going to throw those out. We're just going to make the car really perform at a much, much higher level than it did ever. And it sounds, Matt, I don't want it to blow up in the Texas community that Dundon's saying everybody's doing it wrong. No, that's not what I'm saying, and please don't have the takeaway of that. I'm saying that in a vacuum, it can be very, very easy to lead yourself into a corner that is very difficult to get back out of once you've started twisting dials, unless you really know how they interact with one another, right? It's one thing to understand, I changed the compression on the front of the car, I'm now removing traction from the front of the car, I'm sending traction to the rear of the car, or the balance is going to move to the rear of the car, but there's going to be an interaction component with braking. There's going to be an interaction component with acceleration. There's going to be transitions are going to change. Sway bars might need to change. There's a whole lot of things that go into any one setting, and we are more than willing to help anybody who's willing to try and learn. We've got a local driver up here who, maddeningly so sometimes, will not count the clicks in his own car, in his own setup. He won't count them down. Car does something weird, he'll drive it here so that I then count them down for him. 45 minutes out of his way, and who changed these? Why are these different? These shouldn't be different. This should be this. Oh yeah, car's great. So, I appreciate that, SC Lit. So yeah, anyway, enough said about that. Love bits.
It's good fun. It's the journey. It's the challenge. Like, it is the Rubik's Cube puzzle that we're all trying to solve. When you move one group of blocks, the other ones move with it. So
that's right.
It's good
That's
stuff.
right.
I got to jump off.
You got to jump off. All right.
Wonderful to spend the evening with you guys. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.
See you, Ted. Thanks. I'll carry on. I know you will, but my glass is empty. I should have poured a bigger whiskey.
See you guys.
It's all good. See you, Ted. Thanks. Bye. When you're tuning a car, when you're tuning for suspension, for grip, for going around a racetrack, as Simon said earlier, it's more about your confidence than it is honestly anything else. If we can make you much more confident in the car, that means the car is doing things that you are asking of it when you ask it, and it's not doing things you didn't ask of it when you didn't ask. I think that's right. After that, it's about finding the right way around the racetrack within the limitations of that car, right? So you might have to change how you attack a corner, always with the goal of the sooner you can get to throttle, the faster you're going to go. Even if you went slower through an area, to be able to get to throttle faster onto a long straight or these kinds of things. And I won't go into how to teach you guys how to drive. Most of you know how, and if you don't, getting out and driving with people who are faster than you is a great way to figure that out. Smokies, the rest of the trip, it was amazing. We had a lot of great time. I bid on and won, along with another customer and friend of ours, Alex Berghorst, an opportunity to go down and visit Pete Stout, who is the owner, proprietor, editor of 000 magazine. He is a longtime Porsche file, has Andres Pruniger's phone number on his cell phone, that kind of thing. So he's very well respected in Porsche circles. Super nice guy. So we'll have an interesting. Not sure what car we're going to bring to that yet. Suppose the cars that are ready when and if the time comes for that. I think it's going to be like September, October-ish time frame. Don't know. Maybe it's Pumpkin. Maybe it's Mouse. Maybe it's Rat. I don't know. It'll be something. Whatever it is will be awesome. It'll sound good. I know that much. So, cup car, cup car on the city streets. But Pete, you said you could get us a police escort.
Transport plate, yes.
So that'll be fun. Planning a trip to go to Coda at the end of summer once it finally cools down again. That'll also be super fun. I've never been. Had a lot of friends down in that area for a long time. So did talk to a couple of the engineers. Talk to 2 whiskeys in, and I cornered them. Talk to about the 992, about the next gen GT3 RS. There are rumors, they are just rumors, that the next GT3 RS is turbocharged. And I've mentioned this before. This makes no fucking sense to me. I don't know where this rumor came from or how it got started, but the basis of it, good night, is that Porsche isn't going to be able to compete with all of the other forced induction cars on the Nürburgring, and as opposed to bringing out a limited edition numbered GT2 RS, which is generally what their turbocharged version of a GT3 RS is, they're considering turbocharging the GT3 RS. Now, why would they call it a GT3 RS? Why not call it a GT2? I don't know. So that was one thing. They denied, they didn't know, but I did get some, those subtle, like, oh shit. You're talking to young engineers. If they happen to know something, it's pretty easy to see them flinch when you introduce something that they're not ready to talk about. The other thing we talked about was Alex was there with us. He has a 992.2 touring. Alex Berghorst, I mentioned him earlier. He has a 992.2 touring on order. That he's going to spec out, and he was asking me in front of them, do I think our exhaust will work? And one of the engineers popped up and like, no, you won't be able to take the exhaust off of this car. I was like, oh, well, that's funny. You mean like the ones in Europe? You can't take those off, right? Yeah, exactly. They're monitored. Okay, and the ones in China. Yep, and the ones in Australia. Yeah, you might want to let the guys in Europe, China, and Australia that the exhaust we sent them doesn't work, because it seems to be working fine. So kind of the young engineers, when they work for a large company, believe themselves to be the smartest in the room, always. And they might be. But whenever somebody builds a better mousetrap, somebody builds a better mouse. It's kind of the way of the world, generally speaking. So for those getting a 992.2 GT3, no, I do not know what it's going to be. I don't know how much horsepower our exhaust will make. I don't know what's being monitored or not. I won't know until I see one with my own eyes in my own shop. I won't believe anybody else's data until we see it here. It's just kind of what's happened over the last 10 years. And we generally, unless we do our own homework, we don't get the problem correct. So we like to do our own homework. Whenever we've kind of used somebody else's answer as a starting point for something, we always end up having to spend more money and do it again. So try not to do that. Downside is I have no plans to get a 992.2 GT3. I think they're absurdly overpriced for what they are, and I'd have to trade in our 3RS for that, and we're not ready for that. We're still in aero development for the car, et cetera, et cetera. Mike, next Ridge Day for us is 5/29. It's going to be the PCA day. Please come out and play. It'd be awesome to see you. We should have a few super 4RSs out there with all the goodies for you to be able to see and touch and feel and taste, maybe even take a drive with if John's going to be there. I think John said he was going to be out at, John McClellan is going to be out at the May 29th. We are rolling our time at MCS, which Charles and Justin talked about last time. It was great seeing all the guys at MCS. It was raining the day that the cars got off the truck. So Wyatt there is in the foreground. And we're looking at the install of their parts. It's the first 3RS with MCS on it in the world. And we were showing them all the dots under the car and how we installed everything. We have a couple things we're going to try with the MCS dampers. We're going to change the spring rates a bit. This is something that Charles wanted to try. I'm leery of going to stiffer, but we likely will need to try it. That way we can see how much bandwidth we've got for... absolutely, brother. I agree with that statement. How much bandwidth we've got for additional aero. That way we can kind of make sure that we keep the platform stable. Simon is statement is 991.1s are the new 992.2, and I tend to agree. I think getting an old girl, giving her new life, dressing her up for the party, and going out and bullying some 992s is not a bad way to go, and you keep some money in your pocket. So, yeah. Anybody got any questions for me? I'll turn it over for questions here for a little bit. We've been going for about an hour. Oh, this is my model that I bought. This model, can you get this on one of the cams?
You're right.
Am I on the right?
Yeah, look, you're right. No, like this.
Yeah, this thing's amazing. Is it too close? Took him like 3 months to put all this together and paint it. It's a 992.2 RS. You can't really tell. Let me get it closer. Here, I'll do that. There we go. It's gotten all kinds of details in here. The text box is still up in the middle.
Oh, here, I will do. We will switch, and I will just go crazy remote. Point straight ahead. You can really get it.
There we go. Nice, that works. So yeah, you can see all the details in this thing. If you could see inside it, you could see all the details. It's so well done.
Careful, it rolls.
Yeah. Yeah, let it go that way a little bit. Here, the glass is opening up. Ah. Yeah, thanks, Simon. Yeah, thanks for making the Simon the Heckler, like a well-oiled production machine. Here, try this. Nope, that's not the right camera. How about this? Get it back that way. There we go. So this was amazing. And he's going to build us another one of our car, because this is an officially licensed. You can see it in the background, the GT3 RS. There you go. Officially licensed from Porsche. And then he just did it up all super legit. So anyway, put this back down. That was really cool. This was actually one of the family members. This is Kaisley's uncle. Kaisley has cystic fibrosis. It was her birthday. that the day that we were there. So we were celebrating her birthday, and I had my purple awesomeness on, which I'm sure Justin can find a picture of that for all of y'all. You also need to get a picture of Olsen for contrast, if you have one. Yeah, there I am. My purple pimp outfit. I bought myself a 70s hair shirt. Literally had hair printed on it, and a necklace. It's so bad. Oh my God, it's so horrible. So hideous. Chris Olsen, who was the MC for the night, came out pimped out in an actual purple blazer and a purple hat, and he was legit. I was like the Walmart pimp, and he was the Nordstrom pimp. So there you go. But we try and have a good time with these things. Justin is still working through all of the pics and videos from Smokies. He's got some. Why don't you roll through a couple of them that you got? We'll talk about them.
Speaking of
991.1 GT3. Mr. Olsen himself. That was his first Porsche. That's what started his rabbit hole downward slide into the poorhouse, like the rest of us. Mr. Adrian, his beautiful Ruby Star 4RS.
sister car.
Couple cup cars, double exposures. Couple mousies. I don't know who that is. Mr. Harper's Carrera GT with the security keeping the rain off of it. He had the top off of it. There's Mr. Seth. There's Lee in the background. There's GT2. There is the Schonderwunsch 997.1 GT3 with the fancy headlights. That's Lee Keen's old 992.2. The one that you saw the documentary of how it's built was that car. I think that's Adam.
Yep.
Adam LZ. There's Sean again. Club Sport. Hey, the rat. How about that? Mr. Joel Ross's car. Joel won the auction for this car. He actually won the auction to buy this car last year and fully spec'd it out crazily. It's beautiful. PTS and all kinds of CXX options. And this year, he bid on and won a full ultralight titanium exhaust from Dundon Motorsports for that very car, which I'm very happy that he chose us because that spec is gorgeous. If I were to spec one for myself, that would be very, very high in the running. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, I got some pretty decent ones with his car.
Yeah, I shared a couple of them with him. Justin got some pretty good shots of it from the track.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joel commented, he's like, wow, you make me look fast.
Did he really?
Yeah, so how many shots did you take when you were there?
27,000.
So Justin shot 27,000 photos during Smokies. So he is going through all of them, culling them, picking the good ones, then cropping and taking them from raw and color correcting and doing all the photography things. So it's going to be a minute till all those things are ready, but he is getting through them. I know a lot of them, some of them work, some of them don't. Hey, this guy's car isn't so bad looking. It's got those funny JDM wheels though. I don't know what that's about.
You're cool. Oh, man. Yeah, those those ones.
Yep, those ones.
There's a couple that just came up. Super clean. I don't even know this guy.
Yeah, that's super bright. That one just pops.
Super clean.
Yeah, super clean. That picture just pops. I really liked that spec.
The best is making like all of these shots because you know you guys are going 30 miles an hour.
Yep. Yeah, I know, right?
You guys are just cruising.
Racer for life. Nice. That's Carlos. Carlos has Dundon muffler. He has a full system of ours. We're very happy to see that the 10 years we've been at Smokies, it is starting to take. There were a lot of cars there that when they do choose to modify them, we're very lucky that they choose us to do that with. Carlos' car was stuck at the dealer for center locks for, Jesus, like 5 months, something like that, right in the middle of when he was installing his setup. So he got to finish it up. It's all done now. And a number of vehicles out there that all had our goodies on it. Yeah, that one's really pretty. That one's prettier. Dundon muffler. And carbon fiber.
Still, that night was quite the ride.
Yeah, the night at Porsche.
That was a ride.
At the Kimpton.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully, so next year, there are rumors that we will be going to a track in the Virginia neighborhood, very famous racetrack. They're trying to keep it on the down low a bit. And that's a hike. That's Mr. Seth Thomas. No, that's not Seth's car. That's Wadel's car.
Yeah, Wadel.
That's Chris's car. There I am in the Rat.
Beautiful bank.
Yeah, she looks all right. Getting some compression on that front tire.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming into the banking, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
You like disappear. Who's this? Is this? No, where's Simon? Simon's was.
Oh, Simon's was super low. He was smushing.
Simon is slam. Same? No, same.
Same one.
Same.
We'll find him for you, brother. We'll get you a little care package sent. There's one. He's so slammed you can see some smoke coming off. Good thing there's rub blocks.
And this is when you switch to six. I think. Yeah. The wheels.
Yeah. This is why we build our shit to last, because people use it. They scrub it, break it, stand on it,
Crazy.
flip it, smack it down. Smoking. What's up, GT3 Matty? Yeah, that makes for a sexy looking car.
It does.
If I do say so myself. All right, y'all. We'll get them some more pictures together. I know this is something that both the Smokies media crew and Justin is working on. Oh, I don't know if you guys saw this, but this was in your. For those of you that went, this was the little wrapped up poster that was in your backpack. So we framed it because this is kind of cool. I don't know who did the artwork, but it's pretty dope. Looks like old school posters. So, also those of you who have a shop and are a dealer like Simon, we have banners. We can. These are banners we made for ourselves. We have other banners for your shop, which we don't have up anymore. That's okay. They're on our website, and just let us know you need one. We'll send you one. Yeah, there we go. They're pretty cool. They're from Smokies in the past. I'll get to one side, you can get the other. There we go. So we got this one with the lab rat in the background. And we got
Runway.
the runway, this one. So there we go. You bet, Maddie. The shirts were very popular this year. We'll make sure to do that again next year.
Buy some trucker hats.
And buy some trucker hats. The hats from Flat Rock we were very happy about, just from their fit and how they sit. Another thing, they're like super great. So we figured out who make them. Richardson makes them, and we found out that our guys also can do this same kind of hat. So we got the same style hat, but it says Dundon on it now, and it's on our website. And for Stephanie, if you're ever listening, there is now a white hat on our website so that you can get another one, and I might be able to get myself one. I ordered one for myself because I like a white hat, and I actually gave it up. Richardson 112, yes it is. So damn, that I didn't realize that was common knowledge. Good grief.
Impressive.
That's impressive, Mr. Hennessy. That's pretty impressive. So yeah, there's white hats on the apparel store now. There are those trucker hats that are on the apparel store now. And if you guys have any special requests, just please let us know. We don't spend a lot of time on the apparel store. We spend a little bit of time. We did give away over 100 t-shirts, so that was cool. Those two hats are different if you click on them. One is a trucker white hat and one is a fully cloth white hat with, it says Dundon Motorsports embroidered on the side. So the one with the girl is not the trucker hat, and it has embroidery on the side. So, and then we have multicolor. You can get yellow. Those are all flex fit hats. I've got kind of a big melon, so a flex fit hat ends up giving me a headache after a while because it's kind of like squishing my head. So either fitted hats or adjustable hats are best for me, but y'all didn't really need to know that. Just in, now you do. Yeah, the heathered with white isn't bad either with that one. Kind of like that too. So anyway, that's what's new on the apparel site. If you guys have any more questions, hit us up in the comments section. And we'll be back to kind of R&D updates and kind of what's going on here at the shop starting next week. We got a lot of fun stuff coming up. We've got I'll give you guys a little preview. We've got 996 and 7 full suspension arm packages finishing up in development. We've got 992 non-GT cars, so C2s, C4s, turbos, finishing up in development. We've got 991 non-GT cars, turbos, C2s, C4s, all finishing up in development. So we've got that full suite of stuff finishing. We've got MCS for all of those cars finishing. We're going to be stocking those both for 996, 997, 991, 992 Carrera. Probably be a different setup than the GT cars. GT cars, we generally like to see three-ways on the cars because they're used on track. Most of the guys that are going to be doing stuff on their 996, 997, 991, 992, maybe not as much, but it's still possible, are likely going to be more street cars. They're looking for a more kind of a streetable upgrade. So we're working with MCS on what's the best path for that. Probably going to be one ways or two ways. Probably not full canister remotes, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, absolutely. William, I heard the same from Constantine. Great job kind of plowing the field for him. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So yeah, lots of new goodies coming. In addition to the other ones that we've already got in the pipe and trying to push through. So, and stay tuned for Simon. He might have a fun project to announce here shortly. Whoa. All right, y'all. I'm going to go pick up dinner. It is that time. It's 5:45. We had a good hour and 15 minutes. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. It's nice to have Ted on. We don't get to do that very often. And